Hey there, so this is the fully installed PC with just the side panels removed, glass panels removed for the video. You get a glass panel up the front and the side here. So as you can see, it looks really good. I know you're not, you mentioned you're not too much into RGB, but it's nice to have some synchronized lighting that you can easily control. They already installed MSI Center, and in there under the features section is the Mystic Light, where you can control the lighting on the motherboard and the RAM. So I've just put on white at the moment. You can change it to rainbow or even turn it off if you want a RGB free PC. So even the GPU lighting can be controlled via the application as well. So pretty much when you take it home, just plug in the power at the back, making sure the power supply is in the on position. Connect your monitor to the graphics card. I've removed the protector on a HDMI and display port. You can obviously connect all the display ports if you need to use those multiple monitors. Wi-Fi antenna will be removed for safe transportation. It's one of those pretty much just plug and play things. You can just remove and plug in. It's not a screw-in antenna. You got Ethernet 1 if you wish to use that. A whole lot of connectivity back here. The HDMI will give you a signal, but that's driven by the CPU integrated graphics, so you want to connect your monitors to the graphics card instead. Some additional I/O panels up front, and the power switch up the front as well. One thing is there is a GPU stand, and because this is just purely held down by magnetic stand, it's not screwed in or anything. So basically when you take it home, just making sure that this stand is where it's supposed to be and not like fallen down or lying against the fan or things like that, so that might damage the fan. So just make sure that is upright like so, supporting the graphics card, so the fans won't hit it in normal operation. So just make sure that's in the right position, so you can adjust the height using the map here. So the end result, it should be the GPU is well supported from left or right, so you don't get that GPU snag. Okay. In order to access this, if it's not in the right position, basically the glass panel is just I think it's one of the snap-on panels. Let me check. Yeah, it's just a slap-on panel. So basically the way you put it on and remove it is it's not, it has the slots down the bottom. You slot it in and then snaps on. Okay, so to remove, all you have to do is obviously carefully support it, right? Just pull out here, pull outwards, and then lift up, and you can access the internals there. The plastic film is still here, so you can remove it. You can have that pure when you take it home if you wish. Front panel works the same way, so just slot down the bottom and push it in. I'll do it now. So obviously because this is slapped on, so when you take it out of the box, just keep it upright, making sure the side is supported in case it's gotten loose and falls out when you get home. Showing the specs of the PC, so everything's up to date. It's pretty much a clean system. I just got core temp there just to monitor what the PC temps are. All the drivers, BIOS, GPU, everything's fully up to date. So the RAM profile's been set. I've did a bit of BIOS tuning just to do the usual adjustments, like making sure the the clock speeds matches 2000 megahertz. The making sure that the RAM runs at 6000 megahertz CL30. Did a bit of PBO curve to reduce the operating temperature of the CPU. So when fully loaded, it should run even when fully loaded, it should run really cool even in Aussie summer. So, and that just means that I did a bit of tweaking on the CPU fan speed as well. So basically, this means things should run at a relatively constant hum, and only really speed up when it's fully loaded. You got the 2 terabyte SSD, KC3000, 7000 megahertz read, 7000 megabytes read, like the 9800X 3D processor, pretty much the best there is, and the RTX 5080. Okay, and your 32 gigs of RAM. So that's all done. Because of those tuning and with a new computer and different usage scenarios, it is possible that depending on what you run and things like that, you might run into maybe a crash, or if that happens, just let me know. I'll just walk you through how to adjust the bar settings so that you can just tweak those yourself, so that you can adjust it to be more stable. Actually, I'll just give you a run through now. So pretty much press restart. As it's restarting, hit the delete key on your keyboard. Wait a bit, it's okay, cool. Here. So first thing, let me see what you can check. So first, so usually the first thing is here around the DRAM settings. So you've got currently it's running at that Hynix 16 gig. So you can also, so that's the first thing you do, check, and then the next thing, it's running at 2000, yeah, and it's paid UCLK man clock, so that's matched. Instead of that, you can have like auto, then enable expo, and that, according on which one you choose, it also runs at different ones. I use MSI Mobile myself, and I tend to use this one. So you can again, you can test out which one gives you is more stable for you. And then also something else I've done is the under CPU overclocking PBO. So basically what this is, it's got a mild overclock, say that's like standard, just to see what it will run. Throttle limit so that it doesn't go above the preferred temperature for the CPU. Curved optimizer set to -30, meaning that at each speed it will try to run at a lower voltage and hence lower temperature for the CPU. If, for example, if there's any stability issues, the first thing I do is change that to like 20, or just have just disable the curve optimizer so that it runs at default settings. Finally, then you got the hardware monitor where it sets the speed that it runs at different operating temperature. Basically what this is I've just asked the fan to run at 50% as default, so that again you get a constant hum as opposed to a ramp up in speed. I prefer it like this way. If you want a really silent PC during idle and for it to only ramp up during the temperature, all you need to do is change this, right? All you need to do is adjust the different fan percentages at different temperatures, and you can play around to your liking. Pump speed needs to be 100% all the time. This one is the case fan. Now that I think of it, probably 40% is sufficient because we're running relatively cool at the moment. In summer, maybe just pop that up to 60, but that will also reduce your temperature as well. So that's all done, save, and this is how you can play around with the settings when you take it home. Okay.